All right, fresh off the presses, hot breaking news. Rams head coach Sean McVay says he will be back in 2023 to coach the Los Angeles Rams. This is a huge news for the Rams. There were rumors swirling about that he was looking to move on from coaching, take a break. He's still the youngest head coach in the NFL. I'm going to break down everything going on with the story, give you my 2 cents on the whole situation. But if you could first, drop a quick like on this video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. New videos every single weekday. But let's get into it. All right, after rumors abound the last 2 off seasons, would McVay come back? You know, there were some light rumors last off season, but they really sparked up at the end of this season after a disastrous campaign for the Rams. It was the worst Super Bowl defense in NFL history, 12 losses on the season. That's the worst of any team. So it was a really long season for them. There was talks that Sean McVay was looking to step away from coaching. He did just get married last offseason, hang out with his new smoking hot wife, maybe start a family, take one of those cushy studio gig jobs. I mean, this guy's making $10 to $15 million easy working for one of these TV networks, covering football. His football mind is absolutely insane. If you haven't seen some of this stuff, his retention is ridiculous. You can ask him any game, any play, and he can basically recall it from like 10 years ago. It's absolutely insane, his memory retention. But he's coming back to the Rams. They're going to give this thing one final go, it looks like, before this entire team and organization is blown up. And this is good. I think this gives the Rams a little bit of wiggle room to maybe start prepping for that future. They got Matt Stafford still. Cooper Kupp's coming back. Aaron Donald's still on the fence, but I expect him to come back now. They're going to have to give it one last ride. 2023 is it. And Sean McVay is still the youngest head coach in the NFL. Absolutely crazy to think about all he's done and how long he's coaching. He's still the youngest guy in the league. So he could step away, take 5 to 10 years off, put money in the bank, and then come back and still be in his early 40s, mid 40s, one of the youngest guys still. And he could really just have 3 careers, essentially. Coaching, broadcasting, and then coaching again. Work another 20 years, retire at 65. Maybe a Hall of Famer if he adds a couple of Super Bowls. But this is big news for the Rams because they would have been up Schitt's Creek without a paddle if McVay had left. They would have had nothing there. Stafford said he was coming back, but I really wouldn't have been so sure he was coming back if McVay steps away. You have an expensive Cooper Kupp who's coming off an injury, who's actually a lot older than people think. This was a 4-year man in college. Took him about 3 to 4 years before he really exploded in the NFL scene. So he is not a young guy at all. This is a very old team full with very expensive veterans. So it's make it or break it next year. They need to add some pieces. They were horrible all across the board this year. Allen Robinson was a bust free agent signing. The defense was horrendous. Jalen Ramsey, I think, has got to get shipped out of town. He is not good these days. But McVay is the straw that stirs the drink, man. He's been absolute money since joining the Rams. He's got a 6-12 winning percentage, 60-38, which is awesome. He's 7-3 in the playoffs, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 Super Bowl win. If you think about when he took over this team in 2017, the Rams were abysmal. They were the laughingstock of the league, led by Jeff Fisher. It looked like Jared Goff was a complete bust. He managed to get Goff to a Super Bowl, obviously moved him out of town last season to get Stafford, got that Super Bowl ring. So it was a really, really big comeback for the Rams here that McVay is back. I think this puts them in contention to being competitive next year. I know they struggled this year, but sometimes the Super Bowl hangover is it. If they know next year is one final ride, they're going to give it their all. I don't know necessarily what the front office is going to do, maneuvering, the draft picks, the cap, stuff like that. McVay hasn't had a first-round pick ever. So since 2017, the Rams haven't made a first-round pick, and they don't have a first-round pick this year. It's a real problem because the depth of this roster is atrocious, and we saw that. There were some injuries. Everybody gets hurt in football. They had injuries this year, and the guys on the back end, not good. Not good at all. So the Rams really got to finagle some way. I think you move Jalen Ramsey, pick up some draft capital, start investing in the future once again. I mean, let's be honest. They're going to be terrible in the next few years once McVay leaves. I'm thinking 2 to 3 years. They're awful, but if they can manage it, they won't be a complete dumpster fire, but it will be a rebuild. But hey, it's worth it, right? The banner's hanging in the rafters. You got your Super Bowl ring, so it's all worth it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. How big is this that he's coming back for the Rams? Do the Rams have a shot at being competitive again and winning another Super Bowl next year? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Again, like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friends, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.